Okay, I'm going to move along to news and announcements. In club news, our first bi-monthly breakfast get-together was this past Saturday. Apparently it was very well attended. So that will happen again in 2 months' time. Eve still has his Wednesday coffee get-together every Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the Mainway Tim Hortons in Burlington. Hackspace was last night. If you were there, maybe let us know how it was, what you were up to. Next club meeting is next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. at Shore Acres. And I is giving a presentation on improving your reach or your signal. Whoops. I heard myself drop out again there. I'm not sure what's going on. Chris, VE3EAY, is giving a presentation next week on improving your reach and talking about his homebrew UHF Yagi, 70 centimeter Yagi. That's next week on Tuesday at 7:30. Our Fusion Net is Mondays at 8 p.m. on our Fusion repeater, which is 442.0375. 442.035. And it does have wires X, so we do get some check-ins from abroad. We had someone in Ottawa, someone in, I think, Florida, and someone in Sudbury last Monday. And supper. The club members are getting together for supper Friday, February 24th, 6 p.m. at the Black Bull Pub. And bring your spouses. VA3EKR, Scott, is who you RSVP to if you still want to attend. Our 220 megahertz repeater is out for repair, so until further notice, that means the two Thursdays is taking a break. In non-club news, the International Amateur Radio Union, IARU, is asking that people avoid the following frequencies, or at least avoid transmitting on them, because of the relief for the Turkey earthquake, the Turkey and Syria earthquake. So please avoid transmitting. Sorry for the echo. I have another radio up so I can hear myself. Please avoid transmitting on 28.540 MHz megahertz. Also 3.777 and 7.092 megahertz. Of course, you can listen and see if you can hear anything from over there. Today's solar report. Sunspot number is higher at 142. Solar flux is up over last week's number at 192. And the magnetic field is quiet. A index is 17. KP index is 2. And the maximum usable frequency is 38 megahertz. So 10 meters would be great, and even 6 meters might have some action. Contest. The CQ Worldwide RTTY contest is 0000 February 11th to 2359 February 12th. The Straight Key Century Club Weekend Sprintathon for all you Straight Key Morse code fans is 1200 Zulu Feb 11 to 2400 Zulu at 12. The KCJ Top Band Contest is 1200 Zulu on the 11th to 1200 Zulu on the 12th. The Dutch PACC contest is 1200 Zulu on the 11th to 1200 Zulu on the 12th. The OMIS QSO party is 1500 Zulu on the 11th to 1500 Zulu on the 12th. So that's 160 meters is 1900 Zulu to 2300 Zulu on the 11th. The Balkan HF contest is 1300 Zulu to 1700 Zulu on the 12th. And this one runs all next week. This one's for the kids. The ARRL School Club Roundup is 1300 Zulu on the 13th to 2359 Zulu on the 17th. And in DX News, dropping people involved in the 3 Yankee 0 Juliet DXpedition remind you to please not transmit on the frequency that the DXpedition is calling on. They're running split, meaning you need to call where the pileup is, not where you're listening to the 3YJ, the 3Y0J station. Hope that makes sense. A lot of people are calling on top of the DXpedition. Okay, that's it for news and announcements from here. Does anyone have anything they'd like to announce to the net? The 3RWJ.
VA3TM.
VA3TM. Hello, Tom.
Evening, Chris. Everybody on board. Nice to hear a good group there. I was in a phone call for a bit, but just want to remind everybody about the Bark Supper at the Black Bull on the 24th of February at 6 o'clock. You're invited to come and bring your spouse if you wish. And Black Bull's a good spot to eat, and we're going to have the back room to ourselves, so should be kind of nice. The information is on the groups.io, so please, if you haven't replied to that, please do. That's all I have for this evening, and good evening to everybody. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Hope you're well. And into the All-Star Net last night. Do we have any regular check-ins, people with comments for the Burlington Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, the 3RWJ?
Victor Alpha 3, Mike Radio Bravo.
Victor Alpha 3, Quebec Alpha Charlie, Michael.
Okay, we had VA3QAC, Michael, and first up, VA3MRB, Michael. VA3 Mike Radio Bravo, good evening.
Good evening, Chris, and to all on that. Hope everybody's well. Beautiful day out there today, so hope everybody got outside and enjoyed some of that sunshine before the bad weather comes tomorrow. I was at the Hackspace there last night, Chris, and it was a good turnout and very interesting. I learned that there's a couple guys got these 3D printers, and I've got a couple of parts being printed, so that was an excellent time to get down and get that done. So other than that, things are going very well here. Back to you.
What you can produce on those. Rod V3 ISO made me a few stands for my HTs, so they all sit nice on the desk here, nice and stable. Thanks, Mike. And the next Mike, VA3QAC. Good evening.
Good evening, Chris, and to everyone on the net. I want to give a shout out to the Bark Advanced course instructors, Dave and Mike. This course is going well. Good attendance, and the course is very nicely laid out in terms of its flow, topics, and reviewing question and answer. Back to you, Chris.
And we can walk right over that. Thanks, Mike. Glad the advanced class is going well. Good luck to everyone doing that. Any other check-ins for the Burlington Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net V3RWJ?
Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Romeo Alpha.
VA3KRA. Kevin, how are you this evening?
Well, good evening, Chris. Well, I'm not doing too bad. Actually doing a little bit better. Health-wise, 2022 wasn't good. 2023 hasn't been a whole lot better. I did something at the beginning of January to mess up my left knee, so I'm now kind of recuperating from that. So walking is a little bit more of a challenge than it used to be. But other than that, not doing too bad. Go ahead.
Okay. Oops, I turned my radio down. Thanks for checking in, Kevin. Sorry to hear about your knee. I think some tropical heat would help. I'm off to Barbados next week, so I had to rub it in a little. For everyone listening, Dave, VA3DGA, is going to fill in for me for the next 2 Wednesdays at least. I should be back for March 8th. Whoops. Thanks, Kevin. Any other check-ins for this edition of the Burlington Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net V3RWJ? Last call. Any other check-ins for this edition of the Burlington Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net V3RWJ?
Victor Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Romeo, recheck.
Hello, Scott. Go right ahead.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I just want to mention the supper again. Thank you, Tom, for mentioning that. But just in case there's anybody on the net that wants to get in contact with me for the RSVP, I'd appreciate it. You can contact me at VA3EKR or Victor Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Romeo at gmail.com. And I hope to see you all there. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Scott, and hope you guys all have a great time. Okay, that's it for another edition of the Burlington Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. Sorry, I was kind of distracted tonight. At about 7:54, we had 23 check-ins. Thank you to everyone who joined us. Without your participation, it wouldn't be a great net. One moment. There we go. I come in the UHF side, it goes right over top of that guy. Thanks to you, try that again. Thank you to everyone who checked in. It wouldn't be a great net without all your participation. As I mentioned, next week, VA3DGA will be taking over. And I should be back by Wednesday, March 8th. I should be able to take that one. If you'd love a net control spot, get a hold of Dave, VA3DGA. He's got one or two that he's offered to do for me, but I'm sure he'd love to let someone else give it a shot too if they're interested. There's no script. It's a pretty easy net to run. 73. Catch you guys in a few weeks. V3RWJ.
V3RWJ, V3ISO. I just picked up the mic so you can make it an even 24. How you doing?
Hello, Rod. Doing well. Got you on the log here. How are things with you?
Can't complain at all, Chris. I've been attending the advanced classes, and Michael is right. It's going very, very well. and whatnot. And I'm having lots of fun with my buddy down in PEI working on the propagation section of the basic exam.
Oh, sounds good. Hopefully, speaking of propagation, hopefully I'll connect with the Amateur Radio Club down in Barbados, and we get back up here, manage to talk back up here to some of you guys. That's the idea anyway. I don't know yet about dates and times. I guess I'll post something to the groups.io if I manage to set something up, so some of you guys can try and get me on 20 meters or something. Thanks, Rod. Thanks, everybody. V3RWJ.
VA3ISO, VA3TM. VA3TM, V3ISO. And how are you today? I hope you're doing well. I have a question for you. I've got that photograph that Elvero sent and so on, but there's several people around where you are that don't recognize it all. Can you enlighten me at all? I can. I'll have to pull up the photographs and try and tag them for you. And I'm in the car right now, so I can't do that. Did you get my email the other night on the names? Yes, I did, and I'm sorry I didn't read you. We'll talk. I'll talk to you. I was thinking about something else as well to add some up, but we'll talk when we'll go from there. Okay, you're breaking up a little bit there, Tom, but I think I got the gist of that. No problem whatsoever, and we'll take it from there. And I'm around most of tomorrow if you want to, drop a phone call or something in or whatever, or get together for a coffee. Yeah, I'll let you know. Thanks, Rod. Have a
V3RWJ for the timer.
I think that's Rod transmitting, Chris.
Uh-oh. Maybe he's sitting on his mic.
No, it's not me, that's for sure. I'm listening to you guys loud and clear, no problem. I don't feel sorry for you at all. I just wish you have a good time and don't get too much sun.
Timer on.
Yeah, we're going to get lots and lots of vitamin D. And that cold beer. Okay, let's try the other timer. And over on the 2 meter side, under our repeater, I've got, I think that's either Aurora or Aurelia on the same. But no.
VA3, BE3, sorry, GMP. Yeah, also KCI checked in behind me as well, so I don't really need him or not. But anyways, everything's good, Chuck. I can try. Go ahead, Chuck's calling you. Yeah, Chuck said you're coming to there's noise flowing. He asked if everything's okay. Yeah, he can't hear you, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck said thank you for checking in, and if you have anything else for the net. Chuck can hear you, but you can't hear Chuck. Yeah, that's shut down right now, Out. There you go. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Yeah, I bought an antenna switch. It's 8 antennas, 2 radios, and it's network. It goes over the network. Uh, 6, 7. Yeah, no problem, Chuck. No problem at all. But the antenna switch, I got it so I can switch my antennas remotely, so I'm not at home. If I'm out and about and want to go on my radio, or I'm at the hospital again or whatever, I can switch my antennas remotely. Yeah, give me a Flex radio. It is our network capable as well, right? I can use the Flex or my ICOM 7300 or my ICOM 9700. I can use all 3 radios remotely. the 7610's not set up for remote right now. Yeah, it's September. We'll go to out west September. I got a brand new car, so I should be good this time.
Turn the microphone for the for my voice at the station here. Okay. So there you go. All right. Well, let's see if we'll get. Do you have anything else there, Garnett? And we'll get back to you in a bit.
No, the other car I took, the white car, the Infinity, it was only 3 years old and it broke down twice.
Sounds like that was a money pit.
Oh, it was. I put 2 chains on it. I put 1 blow on it. Yeah, this stuff kept burning out on it.
Yeah, I've had a car or two like that. And thing is, you have one thing break down and then you say, well, I'll get to it in a bit. It's not that important. And then something else breaks and then something else and then some. It's like, never ending. Keep dumping money. That's when you got to dump it.
Yeah, well, I traded it in on the brand new Volkswagen. And my wife and I, we love the Volkswagen. It's really good on gas. It runs good. It's comfortable. It's not a bad little car.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with Volkswagen. My family had a couple of them. We had the Beetle, of course, back in the very early 70s. And then in the later 70s, we got a Rabbit diesel. And geez, back in the 70s there, they had that big deal. Oh, we're all going to run out of gas. And, you couldn't get gas on odd days of the week. And back then, so my dad switched over to a Volkswagen diesel, and it was a great car.
Yeah, I'm not old enough to remember that truck. I don't remember the Volkswagen Bugs, the Beetle Bugs. They were awesome little cars, I tell you. I've owned one of them.
Yeah, that's Renata's car. I think they had one when her mom was still alive there when she was young, and that was their car, the Beetle. And we had one too when I was about 10, 11 years old. So nowadays they're really sought after, or even the vans, the buses there, the Volkswagen vans. So yeah, and of course they don't make those anymore.
No, my dad had the Volkswagen bus. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've never been in one. I've only seen them, I've seen a couple in person, of course. Man, they're so nice to look at. But back then we we didn't have any hippies in our family, so I never got close to one.
The only hippie was Chuck.
That's right. That's right. Okay, Garnett. Very good. Well, you'll have lots of time to set up your network and your switches, and I wish you great success. Of course, it's not until September, but fingers crossed. Right now, doesn't hurt.
Yep, I hear you. Well, the nice thing is I got the newer car. The car's only, 2 years old. The car's 2 years. To come September, I'll have a 2-year-old car rather than the 2-year-old car. The training went in the white car coming back. That's what happened, eh?
Yeah. So, how many miles have you put on this car? 40,000 K?
No, 15,000. That's it. I just had my second oil change.
Woo. Okay. Yeah. That's kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, you take care of those vehicles and they can last a long time. Geez, I remember seeing, taxis, for example. They, go around the clock more than once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we don't do a lot of driving anymore. My wife and I, we stay home a lot, go out shopping when we have to. But in 2 years, I put 15,000 on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, that's more like the average driver would do that in about a year, I think. No?
Yeah, the average driver does about 12,000 a year.
Yeah, that's the number I was thinking about there. That is the standard number. So, all right. Well, good luck with that one. All right, Garnett.
Yeah, no problem, Chuck. I'll be here for a little bit anyways. I'm not sure how long, but he'd be here for a bit anyways. The VE3 GMP.
Okay, Garnett. Thank you so much for checking in and sharing that with us, and for the relay. So for now, I'd like to welcome Michael, Kilo India 5 Sierra Papa Alpha from Arkansas, joining us here on YouTube on the YouTube stream, and Greg from Binbrook, VA3 XLM. Um, can't reach us, but on Simplex, but he's checking in on YouTube. So just put in my call sign in the YouTube search box. And if you'd like to listen along, you can watch us and listen to us live. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, looking for new check-ins for the Amateur Radio Exchange Room.
Victor Echo 3, kilowatt, Papa.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
AXJ Portable.
Okay, I heard several stations there. A couple of them were doubles, but I heard KKP, RWJ, and VA3 AXJ. Now, who is the other station?
Victor Alpha 3 November, Charlie Alpha.
Okay, I recognize November Charlie Alpha. Let's start with that. VE3 KKP. Kevin, come on in. How's things?
Hey, Chuck finally made it on a Wednesday night early over there. Yeah, things are going good, not too bad. Haven't heard much of you lately around. Yeah, I don't know, not too much. I was going to say, you had 12,000 of those kilometers on Garnett's car from Friday, the Friday drive. Anyway.
Yeah, the weekend drive. So yeah, no, I've been quiet on the radio for the past week there. I had a slip in the shower last week and kind of hurt my knee pretty good, dinged it up, and just haven't wanted to play radio since then very much. But we'll snap out of it.
Oh, geez, I never knew that. So, yeah, hopefully you're feeling better soon. Yeah, I had no idea. Couldn't hear very good on the net there, the RPAD side. I couldn't hear on the 440 side at all. Nothing. I don't know who hooked up 490 there, but that was a help. I'm glad it was.
Yeah, that was my neighbor, Kevin. He said he's not feeling well and wanted to listen to the net while laying down on the couch with his handheld, I guess, and turned on the crossband. So that's who. Yeah, I was looking at my signal going, oh my God, Kevin, you're full strength. Great job.
Yeah, funny, eh? Oh, yeah, anyway, I know there's guys waiting in the wings there, so it's you, Chuck, V3 KKP.
All right, Kevin, sounds good. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, you're actually you're number 3 there. We had Art stop in, but I couldn't hear him either very well. And of course, I have a difficult time picking up several stations on ARPAD's 70 centimeter net. I don't think my antenna likes this frequency. So that's probably one of the reasons. All right, so let's go down to VE3 Romeo Whiskey Juliet. Chris, come on in.
Hi there, Chuck. Thanks for doing the net as always. And a little noisy here. I've got my local interference on 2 meters, so you're getting clobbered by that, unfortunately. Kevin, you're S9, and Garnett's S9, but other people are having trouble getting over it. Anyway, nothing much to add. Not much to add, just going to listen to the net. Trying to think if I have anything. Nope. No news or anything. Hope you're feeling better soon, though, Chuck. VEA3CJZ, V3RWJ.
Yeah, very good there, Chris. You are sounding marvelous over here to my location, as well as your signal is full strength. And so sorry to hear about your noise. And I did stream your net again tonight. It was a little bit after the very beginning there when you were taking all those check-ins. I was setting the radio up, and so that's why I wasn't able to check in. But if I heard right, I understand you're leaving for Barbados.
Yes. Next, by a week from Wednesday, well, a week from now, I should be on a beach. So looking forward to that. We are taking a handheld along and hoping to make contact with their amateur radio club and see what they've got down there. Yep, going for some sun worshiping, I guess. Get some good heat and humidity. So definitely looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, me too. Can you sneak me on your carry-on luggage? Oh, geez. I saw a picture where they actually mailed a kid, but I think he had to go by the train. But yeah, they used to mail their kids, and then they outlawed it. It was way, that was way too dangerous. But anyways, yeah, have fun in the Barbados, man. Yeah, I wish I could. I'll be living vicariously through you there next week, Chris. So good luck with that.
Yeah, I'll have to post to the AREG Facebook group or something. Let you know. I'll give you the high temperature each day or something.
Yeah, just take a pic of a nice sunny day at the beach with the ocean there in the back, and I'll be happy. So, yeah, it's been a few years since I've been down south during the winter. Okay, Chris, and by the way, I heard you mention also because of the disaster relief, certain frequencies are off to transmit on, and that number one would be 28.540 megahertz. The second, I believe you mentioned, was 3.777. And there was another one, I think it was a CW frequency, 7 dot something.
Might have been 7.092. I don't have my notes in front of me, but yeah, they're just asking people avoid those frequencies or at least don't transmit on them because they're, I guess, using them for search and rescue over there.
Yes, absolutely. And the death toll keeps rising every day there. So good luck to them. But yeah, if you've got conditions and you can pick them up, see who you can hear. Anyways, thanks, Chris, for checking in, sir. And good luck on your trip. Safe travels.
Thanks, and catch you as soon as I get back. Come back on a Tuesday, so I'll be right on the air after that.
All right, very good. Yeah, well, don't forget, if you've got access to YouTube, you can always listen to our net and check in there as well. Okay, so we'll clear with VE3RWJ. Chris, thank you very much. Again, safe travels. Next, let's go to VA3AXJ. Rick, come on in, Rick.
Hey Chuck, how you doing? This is going to be a quick one. I got a busy day tomorrow. Hope my yeah, I got a frog in my throat here. I waiting for the MRI date so I can go and get it done.
Okay, and what? That's your back?
Yeah, right, Joe. I gotta get that done, and then I can go to I think it's nerve pain clinic, West Ham, Dr. Richardson, and see what happens there.
Okay, okay. That reminds me, I got to send a nasty letter to my pain clinic. They've neglected me again. Uh, it boggles the mind. The doc says you come in here every 6 months and we'll do the same procedure, and they're never ever on time with the next appointment. So, anyways, I'm way overdue now, and no one sent me any communication whatsoever. They have my email, so I don't know. Anyways, like I said, I'll have to write them or upper management a complaint letter here because this is ridiculous. Anyways, Rick, all right. Well, thanks for checking in. And if you got to go, you got to go. But if you happen to stick around and want to say hello later, please jump in.
Yeah, all right. I'll probably be around till at least 9. I just hope I get to the appointment sooner or later. I hope it's not like 3 in the morning. But they go 24/7, those MRIs. I'm just hoping I get a decent hour. So anyhow, yeah, I'll be listening here for at least another half hour. Back to you. VA3
All right, Rick. Well, it's been several years since I've had one of those done. Uh, but I think I remember my last one was at midnight. So, like you said, they're busy. So, good luck with getting a decent time to come in for that. I think you won't be able to get away from coming in the evening. They probably do all the daytime stuff for emergencies and whatnot for when the hospital is the busiest, I guess. I don't know. All right, Rick. Thanks for checking in, sir. VA3AXJ. Let's go all the way to the West End. VA3 November Charlie Alpha. Come on in, Wade.
Good evening, Chuck, and good evening all on net. Yeah, it's, I don't know, the noise just came up suddenly here at my location, but you are making it through. Got bad there for a second, but cleared up in time for you to call me, so I don't know if that's a sign or not, but anyways, we'll call it that way. I'll be listening along on YouTube mostly, but I'll be near the radio because I can hear you clearly on YouTube, of course, so that's the state of my S9 noise floor on 2 meters tonight for whatever reason. So, anyways, just one comment from so far through the net. You were mentioning earlier in the discussion about VW vehicles. The first family car I can remember way back when, well before I was able to drive it, our family did have a Volkswagen Beetle Bug. That would have been in the mid-70s that we had it. It was baby blue, and we drove that until, mechanically it was sound, but the body was shot. It was rusted out well before anything mechanical started having any issues. Anyways, that's all I got for right now. I'll send it back to you, Chuck. Thanks for doing it.
Okay, Wade. That's a good subject. We should ask everybody if they've ever owned or their parents owned a Volkswagen Beetle or the van. That's my question. We owned one, and it was baby sky blue or whatever you want to call it, baby powder blue. I think it is. It was a metal flake paint job too. It was a really nice one, and a lot of fun. Of course, I wasn't able to drive it, but nonetheless, fond memories. Okay, Wade. Well, thanks for checking in, and you can hang out with the rest of the crew on the YouTube live stream. I'm wondering how Michael in Arkansas made out KI5 SPA. The other night he mentioned an ice storm had gone through, and I was wondering if there was any power outages there, Michael, or for you guys, or the surrounding area. Anyways, while you guys ponder that, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
VE3WKG portable.
All right. I hear VE3WKG portable. Come on in, Kevin. I understand you're feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah, just laid in bed. I don't know what it is the last few days. All I want to do is sleep. But I got that Pluto. I don't know if any of you has ever checked out Pluto TV. A lot of good movies on there. That's what I've been watching the last few weeks. Probably not too many people hearing me tonight. I'm not hearing too many. A lot of them are staticky to me laying in bed with just a rubber ducky Balfang here. So I'm going to cut it short there, just giving you another check in there, Chuck, and I'll be listening along to the net.
Okay, Kevin. Kevin's on the portable. So if you can't hear him directly, you can hear him on the YouTube stream. Again, put in VA3CJZ into the YouTube search box, and you can listen to us live there. Thank you, Kevin. Hope you feel better soon. Anyone else out there wishing to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? We're at week 1,534 weeks, consecutive weeks, that AREG has been on the air. Any new check-ins, please come now.
VA3 BK.
Holy smokes, Rick. I got my earphones on there. You're blasting me. If you could turn the audio down a bit. VE3 BK, come on in. You just missed Art.
What, did I miss, Art? Yeah. Well, I was playing around with my handheld, but you couldn't hear me on the handheld. But I could hear you. So Yesu Ando. And I forgot this radio. I got to back on mic a bit. Anyway, I heard Kevin on this radio, but I couldn't hear him on the other one. The one with the beam on it, because I'm pointing up the mountain there. And I couldn't hear him at all, but I heard him on this one. So this is on the Omni, the X50. Yeah, it's an X50 antenna, so it works pretty good. Anyway, never owned a Volkswagen, but I did drive them back in the day, way back when, my father's friend had one, and boy, oh boy, it was cold in the wintertime. With a gas heater and all that kind of stuff. Is that the kind of Volkswagen you own there, Chuck, over?
Yeah, that was my parents' one. And, they don't come with much. You have a radio and a heater, and some of them don't even have a heater. I had some friends of mine who drove their Volkswagen Beetle all the way from Winnipeg. This is around Christmas time. From Winnipeg, Manitoba to Ottawa, and or Toronto, I think it was Toronto, and they had to scrape the windows on the inside of the car while wearing blankets on their laps. Picture that.
Oh, I can believe that. Well, my dad's friend, he had a gas heater where it burned the gasoline, and it was a bit of a chore to get it going. And a friend of mine had one too, and we were teenagers, and it was like the one you were talking about, scraping windows on the inside. We've done that before. Anyway, I got nothing really, Todd, and I haven't checked to see if Reg is around, so maybe I'll do that while you're going through getting more check-ins. So anyway, being in the pot, and hello to everybody on frequency. I missed already. I talked to him on the phone and said, you haven't checked into Chuck's net for a couple of weeks, and wanted to make sure he was okay. He said, "Oh, I'm asleep at that time." That's what he was saying. Anyway, if he's on there now, hello, Art, if you're there. Anyway, back to you, and good job as usual there, Chuck. VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Station.
Go ahead.
V3KKP. Chris, if you're still there, you want to go over to 520 for a minute?
520. Oh.
RJW.
Yeah, Chris VE3RWJ mentioned that he would be listening along, I believe, on the YouTube stream. I'm not sure there, so but yeah, let's see if Chris is there. Are you there, Chris?
Yep. I was across the room, but I heard my name. Sure, Kevin, I'll see you over on 5-2.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Chuck. We'll be back.
All right, no problem. Hey, Rick, why don't you give Art another call there, because I couldn't really hear him very well tonight.
Oh, there he is. I can hear him good. Hi, how are you doing there, Art? Yeah, I'm on low power here. I'm only putting on 5 watts, but I can hear you good.
Yeah, I went to this question today. I better go back again. The laser treatment on my house.
Oh, that's, well, good. Good, you get that done. Did you have a chance to call Radio World?
No, I got mine got called. It was already 6 o'clock, so yeah, I was over there at the board building. Keep that doctor over there. The drops in my eyes and everything else like that. They wanted to come back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, with any luck, maybe they'll improve things for you a little bit. Yeah, anyway, you can call Radio World anytime and just ask their opinion. Get some help there with whatever each of antenna that might work for you. So that'd be my suggestion anyway. And we'll get you set up with something on HF one of these days anyway, Art. So yep, keep the faith, and we'll do that sooner or later. So we better let him get back to net here, and good hearing you in there, Art. V3KCI, V3BK.
Yeah, good to hear from you there. Good to be getting on that thing over there on the morning to Radio World 4.0. Thanks for sharing and everything else like that. Let's go in the meantime, and I think your exercise is in, so you can get ready for that big breakfast on Saturday.
Oh yeah, Roger. Well, guess what? I think Mike is going to go. He was able to get a hold of Dark, so he's probably going to go. And there's more people that think about you too. There's lots of people on here even that think about your art. So don't worry, we'll take care of you. Anyway, we better turn it back to Chuck there. Thanks for letting us do that, Chuck. V3 or VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Okay, Rick and Art, not a problem. My pleasure. Glad you guys could connect there. So anyways, if you talk to Reg, tell him I said hello. And I think that's about it for me there, Rick.
Yeah, okay then. I will do. I'll go check that while you're doing check-ins, and 73 per now be on the side, V3BK.
All right. And also, I see that Mike KI5SPA responded on the YouTube stream, and he's got a Generac generator. Yeah, that's the one to get. As soon as the power goes out, that thing comes on by itself if you've got it wired in there. So most people do. All right. Very good then. Let's see. Do we have anyone else who'd like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG? This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck. Okay, nothing heard. I understand Mac is out of town, and that's why we don't hear him on here. But I thought he would remember to check in to the YouTube stream, but he might still be working. You never know when he's out on the road working. Good luck, Mac, if you're listening. Okay, well, we do have a couple of announcements. We do have contests coming up. One moment, please. So we're having a quick look at the contestcalendar.com website. And first I see a big CQWWRTTY WPX contest. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80 on RTTY. The next one is the Asia Pacific Spring Sprint CW. That's for 20 and 40 meters. Then we have another CW contest, the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon. And that starts at 6 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, 160. And then we have another CW contest for 160 meters. That's the KCJ, Kilo Charlie Juliet Top Band contest on February 11th to February 12th. Let's see, here's our first single sideband and CW contest. That's the Dutch Pack contest. Pack is spelled PACC, and that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Again, that's the Dutch Pack contest, and of course, the geographic focus is the Netherlands, and the participation is worldwide. So try and get some Dutch stations in there. You can hear the odd one usually. I haven't been on the radio much, but we might check it out this weekend. And then we have another single sideband contest, and that's the OMISS, OMISS QSO Party for sideband. It starts at 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. So the OMISS QSO Party. Let's see. The other long one will be the ARRL School Club Roundup, and that will start on February 13th. So you might hear a lot of school clubs or young voices on the radio, and they will be transmitting on CW, phone, RTTY, and digital. And that will be on all bands except 60, 30, 17, and 12. Again, all bands except 60, 30, 17, and 12. And that's going to start at 1300 Zulu time on February 13th to 2359 Zulu time, February 17th. So 4 days of school club roundup. Good luck, everyone. Again, if you're interested in getting more information, just type in contest calendar, one word, .com, and that'll take you to the website. So let's take a break. And well, before I do another call out, I just want to mention that my thoughts and prayers are with the families of the Laval, Quebec bus crash in the daycare center that killed 2 young people at the daycare. You remember daycare children are very young. And so, yeah, that's terrible. I don't know if that was on purpose. The brakes fell, what happened? We're going to find out. But I just thought I'd pass that along to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you very much. And this is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. And we're looking for check-ins. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Oh, Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta. ARPAD, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net. This is Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta from Hamilton, Ontario. Yeah, I just checked into the Toronto AREG net, and they have a 10-meter net. I couldn't make it to that one. And finally today, because it was a lovely day, I went up to 10 Celsius degrees right away,
Wow.
according to my my meter. And I fixed my HF antenna, so yeah, looks like it's back operational. And I had to improvise somehow to connect the stainless steel wires because you can't solder them. So I had to use some copper sleeves, and yeah, I had to have I put some screws in it and everything to hopefully hold it together. Yeah, I just turned it back into the frequency, so I don't know what signal strengths are, but I am using the omnidirectional antenna right now with that 100 watt. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, very good. Then RPAD, I didn't realize it went that warm. I think we only reached 8 point something, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't really pay attention very much to the temperatures at the peak time of day there, but I do know that the sun is now, the sunset times are getting later and later. Today was at 5:40 p.m. Not that long ago, it used to be at 4:45 p.m. Now we're at 5:40. So the days are getting longer, so that's good. And RPAD, so you had no problems repairing the antenna?
No, actually, when it broke, you see the antenna goes all the way down to the backyard, and at the backyard we have a big pole, like a steel pole. It used to be used for the clothes dryer pole. We don't use that anymore. So I'm utilizing. I got a whole bunch of them, those fiberglass posts from. Not Canadian Tire, the other, the men's store. I call it the men's store, whatever kind of store they call it. And, those for $5, actually they were on sale for $2.50 each of those military tent posts, they call them, 4 feet tall, that you can stack each other. And yeah, actually I use those for the antenna post at the end of the yard, and just use a simple clamps. Like those pipe clamps, whatever, with the screwdriver, you attaching it to the pole basically. So it wasn't a big deal. I took it done because you had to feed it through. So put it up there. So at night it took me about 15 minutes to fix it. The only problem was to attach the stainless steel wire together. You had to crimp it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not that easy.
Yeah, especially if you're putting tension on that, some kind of tension on that wire. So I think the man store you were talking about, it's either, there's 3 of them. There's Canadian Tire, Home Depot, and Lowe's. And what was I going to say? Yeah, you can always use something that's meant for something else, and it suits your needs. You have to think outside of the box there sometimes. Well, listen, Arpad, I did have a question of the night, and that was, did you or your family ever own a Volkswagen Beetle or a Volkswagen van?
Prentice Auto, Arpad. Actually, when I came to Canada, that was my first vehicle, and I took it out for a test drive. And at that time, I had an Italian girlfriend, and she was actually from Italy, and she spoke fluently in Italian. So, anyways, that was back in 1986, and I think it was 69 or 72. How you can tell if it's an early version or the late version. The early version had a straight windshield, and the newer ones, the 72s or whatnot, they had the little curved windshield, and the engine is 1.6 cc's, I guess you would call it. And yeah, I took this car, and the guy says, "Oh, just take it out for a test drive. Everything is working fine." I said, "Okay, no problem." So me and my girlfriend, we got into the vehicle. Went up to the first light, and there was one car sitting right at the waiting for the red light. Guess what? I stepped on the brake. There was no brake. So of course I rear-ended. I rear-ended the first car with this vehicle, and the guy came out. He was quite nice. He was an Italian fella. So my girlfriend started chit-chatting in Italian. So he just waved. He says, "Okay, go ahead." He had a big car with that stainless steel, the chrome bumper, whatever. So there was no damage. I knocked out two of the headlights up front and dented the hood, which was of course in the front. So I just went back and I told the guy, I said, "Okay, you know what? I didn't want to tell him I smashed it up, so I said, okay, here's your $500. I paid $500 for that vehicle, and I used that for about 1 year. Then the heating system is how it works in those vehicles. Basically, it's a air-cooled system. So on the side, right by the door, they have pipes, and those pipes are giving you the warm air, and they were all rotted out and stuff like that. So I ditched it. So I used it less than a year. And actually, that store name is Princess Auto. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Garnett jumped right in there just before you keyed up and said Princess Auto. So right on. And another way to tell what year the vehicle was manufactured, I know for the older cars, anyways, you look at the tail lights, the brake lights. There's a stamp, and it has the year stamped right into the headlight cover. So that's how I know how to definitely tell what year a vehicle is from back in the the 70s era and 60s 70s, right? I don't know if they still do it, but it'd be a smart idea. All right, very good there, Arpad. Anything else?
Yeah, I think mine was it was a blue one, 1972, and I think it was a 1972, and it was a Canadian setup, so it was all rusty and stuff like that. So I didn't use it. But you know what? Those engines, you cannot kill them. That's the whole thing. If you have one of these Volkswagen now, probably they are 50, 60 years old, and they're still running with the original engine, and you don't need nothing. You just put oil in it, make sure you have oil, and that's all what you need. Oh, and of course, gasoline. Back to you, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right. I think we had one around that time as well. Around 72-ish there, 70, 71, 2, 3. So, yeah. And a lot of them used the heat from the manifolds. And then they would have kind of like a pipe going into the where your feet were or at the side there. And whatever heat the engine was making would be transferred in through those pipes. That was before, of course, they started using the gasoline in the gas tank to get the heater going, because some of them ran on gasoline heaters.
Yeah, no. This one was with that pipe, and the problem was it was all rusted out. So I didn't. The winter came and it was cold, and there was no heat in the car, and the windshield was fogged up all the time. So yeah, that car is okay in the summertime, but I would not use it in the winter time. It's a pain on the you know what, and but they were fun, I guess. And yeah, for $500, what do you want? That's what I paid for. I wish I would have it today, and probably I would send it in to fix it up, and it would look like brand new. They were big bucks now these days.
Oh yeah, they're collector's edition. They're very popular with people collecting vehicles. What was I going to say? Oh, I forget now. All right. Anything else there, Arpad? Are you going to leave or go watch a movie? What?
Yeah, I think we're going to watch a movie. So you guys have a good night, and thank you very much for taking my call. You're coming in loud and clear, and yep, appreciate it. You guys have a good night, 73.
Okay, Arpad, you too, and say hello to Kathy for me, and tell her to take it easy once again. All right, so we're clearing with Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta, and let's see if anyone else would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm in East Hamilton by the Center Mall. Any new check-ins, please come now. All right, let's go to the top. Say hello to Garnett, VE3GNP.
Yeah, not much happening, Chuck. Like I said earlier, I had a Volkswagen Bug when I was younger. My dad had a Volkswagen Bus. Both with gas. Yeah, they ran pretty good. That's about all I have anyways, Chuck. I'm going to go on probably QRT in a minute anyways.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, that's go to the top of the list there and say hello to a few people before they start disappearing. So, very good, Garnett. Thanks for hanging in there with us as long as you did. And geez, I think so far you're the winner with the most Volkswagens. Geez, your dad had a van, you had a Beetle. So yeah, good job.
Awesome, thanks, Chuck. VE3G.
Okay, Art, I don't know if you can hear me, but Victor Echo 3, Kilo Charlie India, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Thanks for checking in, Art. You take care, my friend, and don't be a stranger. 7-3.
Did you hear Chuck out? VE3GMP.
He must have hit the off button.
Must have had it off as fast. Anyway, Chuck, turn in a Trop carry on VE3GMP.
All right, thanks again for trying to relay there, Garnett. Much appreciated. Take care. Let's see if KKP is back from 520. Victor Echo 3, Kilo Papa.
Yeah, we're back, Chuck. Didn't mean to drag anybody around or away from here that wanted to be nosy. No, I was just saying to Chris that I found a Barbados ham radio club there that with a website, lots of information about IRLP and all that kind of stuff. He already knew about it anyway, but so we just had a little talk about that, and that was about it. So yeah, but we've been back for a little bit now. Listen along.
All right, so I never did get to ask you, Volkswagen Beetle or Volkswagen van. Did you or your family ever own one?
No, nobody. I think my mom's girlfriend did a Beetle, but that was way back in the 70s. But nobody else I knew or anybody know, none of the family or no Volkswagen people.
All right. Next question. Do you know where Mac VA3IMW is tonight?
I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever. No, none. Nothing. I didn't know if I missed them on the other net or not, but no, I haven't heard them all evening.
Yeah, I thought I heard him mention that he would be traveling somewhere either today or yesterday. So, okay, I just thought somebody would know or remembered what he said. Very good then, Kevin. Thanks.
Yeah, well, I thought if he would have went to Detroit or something, he would have checked in over the live feed for sure. So I haven't checked it in quite a while. I don't know if you're looking at it, but and Chris, if you're back, yeah, your prefix is 8 Papa 9. You have to use that when you're over there. That'd be pretty cool.
8 Papa 9 in Barbados, man.
Yeah, 8 Papa 9 stroke VE3.
Wow. Okay. That's a different call. I haven't heard that. And geez, I don't know if I've ever heard that before or seen it. But yeah, I was, the wife and I, we were, watching the news and they mentioned this country and I bring up the map, of course. I go on Google and bring up the map and look at all these small little islands there uh, and say, yeah, I've talked there. I've talked there. I've talked. She's like, oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I love me the old Google Maps there. You just click on there and you can use either the satellite or the plain graphics there that it comes with. And so, yeah, anywhere you want to look, that they don't blur, that is. Um, they were mentioned, when the Chinese spy balloon was flying right over top of the nuclear missile silos. Apparently, they said they made sure that their jamming uh, devices were on. They didn't say that, but they just said their anti-spying techniques there were in full force.
Wow, crazy.
And then right after they shoot it down, China says, by the way, we got another one over Latin America. Oops.
Yeah, oops. Yeah. I'd say most of the guys in Barbados are 8 Papa 6 calls.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know where they got the 9. Anyway, yeah. Shoot them down. Shoot them down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they probably got a bunch. Uh, you know, if they probably figure, well, if they shoot down one, we'll send like 5 or 7 of them, one for each continent.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, okay, that one's been flying around 3 months. They haven't noticed. Let's put up 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, they're sneaky little buggers. All right, there, Kevin. We'll go down the list and make another call. We've only got 9 check-ins tonight, but that's okay. As long as we can keep chit-chatting, it's all good.
Need one more to activate the park, Chuck.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll continue down the list. Let's see if Chris is still with us. VE3RWJ. Let's see if Mr. MRI is with us. VA3AXJ. Rick.
Yeah, I'm just going to be hanging her up now, Chuck. My eyes are getting heavy. Yeah, thanks for doing the net, and have a good weekend or week or whatever's coming up. Not much more to say. Just had a busy day tomorrow. I hope it don't rain too much. I got to do a lot of driving. Anyhow, 7-3 is VA3XJ. We're going to be QRT.
Okay, Rick. Pleasure as always, my friend. Hope everything goes smooth for you, as always. And thanks for being with us. So 7-3 to VA3AXJ. Next on the list is VA3NCA. Wade, you still with us or are you on YouTube?
Still here for now, Chuck. I think maybe on the next round I'll be fully on YouTube. I'll hang up, the RF side of things because, the noise floor isn't getting any better, but I am listening along. You mentioned about Volkswagen vehicles. Also, much later on, maybe mid-90s, we actually had a Volkswagen Rabbit. The Rabbit was a diesel, standard diesel, and that was a fun car too. That was probably mid-90s, and that one I was a driver on. It was my wife and I had that. So That was a fun car too, but the clutch on it was worn down so much that you didn't have much travel to engage the gears. We were both broke students at the time, and so you know, it was before we became broke adults. And so, anyways, that was a fun car as well. That's the total number of Volkswagens I think I had in my driving life. Anyways, I'll be listening along, and thanks as always for doing it. Chuck, back to you.
Yeah, very good there, Wade. I know both the Volkswagens we had in our family was before I was old enough to drive. So we also had the Rabbit, the diesel Rabbit. They had a glow plug. You had to warm up before you could actually start the car. You had to turn that glow plug on for like 90 seconds, I think it was, and then you could turn the starter. So it was a very different engine, the diesel engines there, but by golly, they were great on gas. Okay, Wade, thanks again. And so you'll be back on YouTube for the last round. Thanks for letting us know. And speaking of YouTube, Michael, or the Greg, I guess, is saying 7.3, VA3XLM. 7.3, Greg, thanks for joining us. Pleasure having you on board. And Michael, you think your town is 20 years behind the rest of the world? Don't feel bad. There are plenty of towns like that here in Canada. Okay, very good then. So let's go back to the list. The next person would be Kevin, but he might be horizontal. Kevin on the portable. Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Kilo Golf. Are you still there, Kevin?
Yeah, still in here, Chuck. Dozed off there, but just woke up. Yeah, just woke up. Listen along. Yeah, but doing a lot of sleeping there the last few days. Don't know what it is, but must need rest. But good net there, Chuck.
All right, Kevin. Yeah, I get like that too there. I know I'm not feeling well if I'm sleeping all the time. So, yeah, get the rest. Your body is telling you you need it. So, okay, we'll talk to you later on. All right, well, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, looking for check-ins.
Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India.
Hey, we got Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. Hello there, Larry. How are you?
Oh, well, hang on. Kevin's got something to say. Go ahead, Kevin.
Just quickly, it's funny that Chuck's got 9 check-ins. I said he needed one more for an activation, and look who shows up, number 10.
Okay, what's the park number?
Oh, geez, it's AREG, the AREG Park.
Good one, Kevin. We're doing okay, Chuck.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I overheard you guys there at some point today in the afternoon activating parks or LJW, Dave, but I was just not into it, and I was doing something else. So I haven't really been on radio in the past week. Like I said, there I had a slip and fall in the shower last week, and my knee is sore, and I just haven't felt like playing radio. So we'll snap out of it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, always afternoon. We were busy this morning and part of the afternoon, so just was a little bit late getting in on the radio. But I don't do too much in the morning, usually just in the afternoons and the evenings when there's an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. I find that if I want to do 10 meters, it was really, really good between like 10:30 in the morning until 12 noon. That was for me though. But if I ever, if I'm into making contacts, that's the time I usually turn the HF on and start looking. But lately, haven't really felt like it. Plus, so depressing hearing we had 27 days in January that were overcast or cloudy. Now that's depressing.
Yep, now a nice bright sunshine with temperatures well above the freezing mark, and I'm not sure what's going to come next.
Yeah, usually by Valentine's Day we get a dumping of snow. It's below zero. Yeah, it's really strange. This almost feels like a British Columbia or a Vancouver type of a winter.
You're ready to go look at the tree in the backyard. It's probably got starting to get buds back on it again.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mother Nature gets confused, and they start doing stuff earlier than they're supposed to. Oh well, I guess that means the maple syrup will be easy this year. The weather won't be so cold. I don't know how that works, though.
I'm not sure. I know there's a maple syrup place up here on the mountain out. I'm trying to think where it is. Oh, it's out 4th or 5th line out that way, up in Stony Creek Mountain, and there's a maple syrup place out there that they farm.
Oh yeah. We used to go to the Westfield Heritage Village, which is in the general area of the African Lion Safari there, out that direction, and they have people that dress up in a period costume, and they'll give you a little history about the building that you're in and what the natives did and how maple syrup was basically given to the white men from the natives, and it is pretty cool.
I can't remember what the ratio is. I think it's like 10 gallons ends up with one gallon or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know it's quite a high ratio by the time they boil it down and actually get the moisture out to make the syrup. So I can see why it's so expensive.
Yeah. And then a couple of years ago, there was a big hijack of all the maple syrup in Quebec. There, it was worth tons of money. Yeah, they stole a whole whack of barrels of maple syrup there in Quebec. Never mind the money. Let's go after the real gold. So yeah, it's worth a lot of money. I don't know what happened with that load, if it ever got found or it got taken, and that was the end of it. But I think you're right, Larry. I think it is 10-1. It's a big amount to make. So 10 gallons to make one. So it's kind of like well, not the same, but I know for making beef jerky, because for 1 pound of meat, for every pound of meat, you would end up with a quarter pound of finished beef jerky.
Yeah, by the time you dry it out, and I've made beef jerky too in the smoker I got in the garage. I haven't done it for a while. I probably should make some up actually. Just find the problem is trying to find a steak that's cheap enough to use it on now. Anyways, if it gets on sale or something, maybe that's a good idea. I haven't thought about that for a while. Ate it all up last time.
Oh man, I could chew that stuff up all day long. Oh, it almost melts in your mouth. Yep. I miss my smokers, and I'll get another one. Sharing all of that with us. And is there anything? How's the grandkid doing? I thought you said he was sick.
Oh no, they bounced back quick. No, he was over today. We always pick him up on Wednesdays. Daughter works until 6:30, so the time she gets home from Burlington, it's usually 7 o'clock. But no, we pick him up at 4 o'clock on Wednesdays. He stays here for supper and messes around upstairs. Actually, he's going to be 3 next month. Sorry, what am I saying next month? This month, the 18th, so he'll be 3 years old.
Wow, It feels like last summer you were announcing that he was just born.
Yep, doesn't take long, that's for sure. Anyways, okay, I'll listen along here and see what's going on and the topics or anything, and I'll just I'm here now, so I'm nothing else going on, and just going to sit back and relax.
Okay, yeah, thanks for reminding me, Larry. I do have a question of the evening, and that is, did you or your family ever own a Volkswagen Beetle or a Volkswagen van?
Volkswagen Beetle, yes, 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 I did. I own 3 of them actually.
Yeah, not the newer ones, the original Beetle.
Yep, no, first one I had was a 1958. I think I was 14. It was kind of given to us. The oil cooler was broken. And I'm trying to think. The second one would have been 1964. The third one I had was in 1972. We bought that in 1974. Yep, had 3 of them.
Holy crap, you're old. 1958.
Yeah, it was 1958. The fella had it, and it was leaking oil, and he tried to fix it. If you remember on the back of it, that's where the cooler was. There was a fan in there, and the fan kept the oil cool for the engine because there was no water, right? That was one of the jokes at work or at school. Go ask the teacher how much antifreeze they put in a Volkswagen. Yeah, the kid did, and the teacher just looked at him. Anyways, of course, we were behind it. The 58 was given to us. I don't know what year it was. Well, I would have been 14, I guess. So I guess sometime in the 60s, later part of the 60s. He tried to take it was leaking oil out of the back end where the cooler was, like I said, underneath the cover in the back. But he tried to take it off, and he broke the cooler. And I remember I went to school with a fellow by the name of Ron Creighton. Actually, it's Creighton's garage. And he sold an oil cooler for $5. They're all copper. And the way to put a couple of seals in it. When the guy broke it, he actually broke part of the bottom base of it. So we bought an oil cooler off him for $5 and put the seals back in it. And then we messed around with that and chopped it and did all kinds of stuff with it. But we had a lot of fun with it. That was a 58.
All right, nice signal, no audio. Okay, Larry, thank you very much for that. And that was our question of the evening. So we also had we had a Beatles only, no van. From about 69 to 73, we had a couple of Beatles, and then we got a Rabbit, the diesel one there. So I thought it'd be interesting to ask everyone if they also had one in their families growing up. So thanks for that, Larry. Let's do another call out and see if anyone else is out there that would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. My name is Chuck, and I'm here by the Center Mall in Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now.
There was no audio out of that, Chuck?
No, all I heard was I heard just white noise and S9 Plus signal. But you were coming in fine. I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There's somebody on 44075. Okay. All right. Sorry. I thought you were talking about I had no audio. I'm going, what's kind of strange?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry I didn't clarify. Just that when one of us had finished speaking, I think it was you, and then I said nice signal, no audio. I should have explained. You were coming in fine, Larry.
Okay. You had me wondering there. All right. Thanks very much. All right. Anyway, yeah, that was a lot of fun with those things. I had a lot of enjoyment out of them.
All right, very good. All right. Well, it doesn't seem like we have anyone wanting to check in with us. Let's go to on this day. Oh, by the way, Larry, do you know where Mac is tonight?
Nope. Haven't talked to him for, don't know, last time, maybe Sunday. Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
P3 PDL.
All right. I heard PDL in there and that carrier. All right. Come on in, VE3 Papa Delta Lima.
You and Larry keyed up at the same time. I heard Larry a smidgen better than you. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I was just had a moment to key up. I didn't want to miss the net. Sorry for the interruption, but yeah, just a quick beam there, Chuck. So I'll let you and Larry pick it back up again. Sorry, guys. Feed 3 PDL.
Okay, Paul, no problem there. Larry, you had a comment? Go ahead.
No, I said there was your white noise. Somebody keying up there with no audio in between. When you told Paul go ahead, and Paul keyed up, there was your white noise was in there with no audio.
Yeah, somebody's bored. Okay, very good then. So Paul checked in just in time, because usually when we don't hear any more check-ins, we usually go to what happened on this day in history. And I think we're going to start with that.
Bye, 7-3.
Okay, bye, Paul. All right, well, we'll start with birthdays. We have a couple of historical figures that have birthdays today, as well as some celebrities and sports athletes. But first, let's start with Jules Verne. He's a French writer known as the father of science fiction because of the books that he wrote. One of them was Around the World in 80 Days. I think the other one was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and many, many more. He was born on this day in 1828, passed away in 1905. And then we have the person who is responsible for the periodic table. Russian chemist and inventor Dmitry Mendeleev, if that's right. He was born on this day in 1834, passed away in 1907. So the periodic table is where we have the elements. All right. Next, we have the Canadian First World War flying ace, Billy Bishop, with 72 kills, born in Owen Sound, Ontario. He was born on this day in 1894, passed away in 1956. Now let's jump up to 1921. Lana Turner was born on that day. She's an old American pinup model and actress. She was in Peyton Place, The Postman Always Rings Twice, and Imitation of Life. She passed away in 1995. And then we have Alice Cramden from the Honeymooners. Her name is Audrey Meadows. She's born on this day in 1922. American actress on the Honeymooners, Alice Cramden, and also on the Jackie Gleason Show. Born in New York City, New York, and she passed away in 1996. And then we have the new Jack Lemmon. He was born on this day in 1925. Jack Lemmon is most famously known for me to be one of the guys in The Odd Couple. But he made many movies. He was born in Boston. Born in 1925, passed away 2001. James Dean was born on this day, 1931, passed away 1955. Car wreck, I do believe. Okay, let's jump up to 1955, and then we have Jim the Anvil Neidhart, American pro wrestler. He was with WWF, WCW, NJPW, CWFI, and he was also wrestling out of Calgary. He was part of the Hart Foundation. So he passed away in 2018, about 5 years ago. But he was born in 1955 on this day. All right, let's stay with wrestling and go to the sensational Sherry Martel. Born on this day, 1958. She was a wrestler, but better known as being the manager of some famous wrestlers, usually crazy ones, because she was pretty crazy. Sensational Sherry Martel. She passed away in 2007. Vince Neil, American rock singer with the band Motley Crue, is born on this day in 1961. So he's the same age as you there, Paul, PDL. Okay, staying with wrestling. The Big Show celebrates his 51st birthday. He was born on this day, 1972, and born in South Carolina. They don't have his real name, but I did know he was arrested for showing his Johnson at a motel behind a clerk behind the desk, and he was arrested for that. That's it for birthdays on this day. All right, people that passed away on this day. The grandson of the year 1265. He ended up besieging and ransacking Baghdad in Iraq. He was born in 1217 and died in 1265 on this day. Next, we have Mary, Queen of Scots, the sister of Elizabeth I. She was ordered to be executed by Elizabeth. They were pretty mean back then to their brothers and sisters, because it meant if one could lose power, they would get rid of the other one. So that's exactly what happened. Mary, Queen of Scots, and apparently it didn't go well. They used an axe, and they didn't get it right on the first try. She was 44 years old. In 2007, Anna Nicole Smith passed away, married to a gazillionaire who was about 150 years old, but she made him happy, and she died of a prescription drug overdose at the age of 39. She was a Playboy playmate and a model. All right, let's take a break from that. Would anyone like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? Please come now. All right. Let's go to the events that happened on this day. The very first one is the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots. That was 1587. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. No, I didn't. I missed the date. So she is beheaded at Fotheringhay Castle at age 44 after being convicted of plotting to assassinate Elizabeth I. Yeah, okay.
You got to check in, Chuck.
All right. We have another check-in. Please come now. All right. That sounds like Vern. Victor Alpha, come on in. Let's try it. Okay, that was very noisy. I couldn't make out one word. If someone could relay for me, that'd be great.
Go ahead, Mac.
Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey. Vern is on frequency, and he's out. I think he's mobile, handheld. I think that's. Yeah, I'm just trying to settle in as I just turned the radio on. Just got home, and Vern, is there anything that you wanted to get to Chuck, because you are a little bit noisy making the trip downtown?
Well, let's try that again. I moved across the street.
There you
here.
go.
Yeah, nothing really to report, Chuck. Just out for a stroll. Temperature is 1, and nice full moon tonight. Back to you, Chuck, and thanks for picking me up, Mark.
Roger that. And Vern, you're an S9 to me, as always. Chuck, did you get a copy on him this time?
Well, first of all, welcome, Mac, or welcome back, Mac. And yes, actually, Vern came right up to S8, then S9, and peaked at just over the S9 there on the last transmission. All right, Vern, well, thanks for checking in. I see you're out for your walk again. A beautiful night. It's still +3 over here. And so I did have a question. Question of the night is, did you or your family ever own any original Volkswagen Beetles in your family, or a Volkswagen hippie van?
Chuck, in response to your question, my father did have a Beetle, and there's a sad story related to it. He was in a very serious accident on the 401, and the Beetle ended up wedged under a transport truck. He got out of the vehicle and hopped a fence and went to someone's house that was just off the highway and asked if he could use the phone. And the lady said, which car were you in? The Beetle. And she said, I just called the ambulance for you. Anyway, he was fine, but pretty good scare. Back to you, Chuck.
Oh yeah, I'd say lucky he got out of there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's what happened to my wife's mother. She got into a car crash there, and as a result, she passed away during surgery. But I do believe it was malpractice, and so I won't go into details. But I think she was driving a Beetle as well. So very good, Vern. Thank you again for checking in. Do you have anything else for us?
No, Chuck, that's it. That's the one and only Beetle story that I have, the only Volkswagen vehicle that we have. Currently, we're big time into Toyotas, like the Volkswagen engine, the Toyota engine. You just can't keep it down. A friend at work used to say, to get it to stop, you'd have to put a bullet into it. Back to you, Chuck.
Yes, pretty much. I remember when my dad divorced there and got a girlfriend. She had a Toyota Celica, and let me tell you, you could beat the crap out of that car. It never had a problem. It ran like on a dime every time. So yeah, pretty tough engine out of Toyota. Okay, Vern, thank you very much, sir. And so let's go to Mac. I was just asking about you, if anyone knew where you were, because I don't remember what exactly you said a couple of nights ago about being away. So fill us in with that. Victor Alpha 3, Indy, Mike Whiskey. Come on in.
There, have a good excuse for your tardiness, young man.
Well, tardiness or not, I'm going to take my place in line, and I'm going to defer to Victor Echo 3 Kilo Papa.
Oh, you're in line. How do you want? I just want to hear the excuse.
I thought you were a late check-in. That's what I heard.
I was number 3 tonight. Where were you?
I was number 1.
Okay.
Well, Mac is lucky number 13 tonight. And I think the comment was Kevin was making there was, what excuse do you have for your tardiness?
I have no excuses. I live my life as I see fit. Anyways, you saw my post on Facebook today?
I did not even go on Facebook once today.
Oh, you're crushing me. You're absolutely crushing me, because it was absolutely hilarious, because I turned on the power supply and then flicked on the radio and tuned from 70 centimeters to 2 meters, and just as I'm turning the radio onto this frequency, I'm hearing you talk about the execution, which is exactly the post I put on the AREG Facebook page on this day in 1857. Yeah. Anyways, the good news is the vet has seen our dog. That happened last night, and he's now on a course of antibiotic stuff for his ear infections, and hopefully that in the next 4 or 5 days he's going to be back to his normal bouncy self. So that's yesterday, and today I did have an extended list of things to finish up at work. I did have to meet with some people off-site afterwards, and I got off the phone just recently with my dear friend whose wife was hospitalized recently with brain cancer, only to find out that she passed early this morning. So I'm not going to say that's an excuse, but I think in perspective, yeah, I'm going to continue on living my life as I see fit. And you can all ask me questions, but don't care. Anyways, I'm very glad to be able to spend some time with you folks tonight, and perhaps have a little bit of normalcy. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, first of all, now I get what your message at the beginning was when you jumped in there and said you claimed that one. Now it's coming together. And secondly, oh my goodness, Mac, you're just filled with a bunch of sad news. I had my puppy. He constantly we had trouble with dirt in his ears, and it's a problem. A lot of people don't realize that many dogs require their ears to be cleaned regularly, and when you see them shaking their head more than once, it's because they've got something bothering them in their ears, and it's up to you to pick up on that clue to try and clean out whatever's in there. But I'm not blaming you for this. I'm just saying a lot of people don't realize dogs' ears are sometimes a problem for them, and when you see them shaking their head, it's a sign. Anyways, Mac, and the other sad part of your news there. So sorry about that, and hopefully everything works out for everyone. My condolences to you and the family for your loss of that person.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, it was just very, very sudden. Obviously, you may have heard me speaking about my friend having his wife hospitalized.
Oh yeah.
In the latter part of last week, and from the time she went in to her demise was less than a week, and I guess on the positive side of the ledger is that she didn't have to suffer long, and she passed peacefully. So now the family just has to reconcile with the change, and I cautioned my friend to keep a check on himself just to make sure that he's dealing with it. So the family members are right now in the fight or flight mode. They're dealing with circumstances, and it may take some time for them to settle it. Anyway, he's a dear friend, and he's done very much for his wife over the years. They didn't have the perfect marriage, but he welcomed her back into his home recently after she had left for some period of time. But he's got the milk of human kindness flowing through his veins, and I'm sure that all will be well in a short period of time. Anyways, I don't mean to bring it all down. Life and death, it happens all the time, and we just have to live with it. Anyways, let's pick it up, and maybe Kevin has something else to say. I'm pretty sure he was in there with a comment of some sort.
Foot in mouth. Yeah. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I do remember you mentioning her or your friend there. I thought she'd already passed. I thought that's what I heard, but I must have heard that wrong. Yeah, it just goes to show you, none of us are guaranteed 100 years here, so live it the best way you can. You know, you're holding off on doing something, you might as well do it, because you might not be here till tomorrow to enjoy it. I just had this conversation with another ham earlier on Zoe. We were reminiscing about old times, and one of the hams came up, Dave, VE3HEH. He's a silent key now, but he lived on his boat in Hamilton Harbor, and on his retirement, he was to him and his wife jump on the boat, pull the anchor up, and they were going to the Grand Caymans, sailing down there on their boat and seeing her daughter or their daughter and the grandkids, and spend some time there and then cruise here and there. Well, thank God he made it. He made it there, and not too long after that, he had a nasty heart attack, and that was it. So he held all those years going. Finally went, and at least he made it. He did make the cruise that he wanted to make, but yeah, you know, there's no guarantees. So enjoy it while you can.
All right. Well, we don't want to turn the AREG net into an effigy, but thanks for everybody's good wishes and thoughts. So yeah, I'll be staying in touch with my buddy. I've been getting daily support telephone calls from him, so he can unburden himself, and I'm sure those will continue on. We do stay in touch fairly frequently. So, anyways. What else have we got to share? Maybe some positive stuff. I'm alive and breathing, and glad to be amongst you folks. So thanks for the support and the best wishes. Chuck, go ahead and pick it up and tell us what else happened on this day other than somebody losing her head.
Off with her head. Okay, Mac, we will. And I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, yeah, before you go, the question of the night is, have you or your family owned a Volkswagen Beetle? The original ones, not the fake new ones they made there. A Volkswagen Beetle or the hippie van?
Okay, two answers. So my uncle,
well, that doesn't
in
count.
the early days as a minister, I think he went through probably 3 or 4 Volkswagen Beetles as the family vehicle. They did have one accident, and there was, let me see, him, his wife, 3 daughters, and they all survived, thankfully. And they found that, you know, even with the severity of the accident, nobody was injured, and let me see. My oldest sister had a Volkswagen once, and she had been hired on as a school teacher in Oshawa, and I think that's the car that she rear-ended somebody else in, and she went into the windshield.
Oh, you're just full of tragic
broke
news.
The steering column with her knees and survived. She had some nerves in her forehead severed, so even to this day she has some partial numbness in the top of her scalp, but survived nonetheless. So from the standpoint of Volkswagen's safety in the day when, you know, crash testing and all the rest of that stuff wasn't so much of an issue. There's two accounts of crash victims that walked away. Well, my sister didn't walk away. She went away in an ambulance, but recovered and lives on amongst us still today. Other than that, the microbus and other things like that, OMG, I can still remember our neighborhood Eggman, and I'm dating myself here. The Eggman used to deliver eggs door to door on a weekly basis, and he had one of the unique versions of the Volkswagen minivan. I forget the door configuration, but it was something unique. So he had his flats of eggs all loaded in there, and we would see him once a week, and he had that blue and white Volkswagen microbus. Of course, when we think of the VW microbus, we also think of the that 70s hit from Cletus Maggart, Convoy, 10-4. You want to put that microbus in behind the reefer or something like that? I the words escape me. But anyways, that's my answer to the question. Carry on there, Chuck.
All right. Well, that's first of all, no more questions for you. All you've got is tragic news. Second of all, uncles don't count as immediate family. not to minimize the bad experience. Anyways, I'm just joking around there, Mac. Thanks for sharing that, and Mike on Michael on YouTube there, KI5SPA. Thank you very much. We are a very friendly group of people here in Hamilton, and yeah, we all support each other. So very good. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Mac. All right. Well, let's see if anyone else is out there waiting in the wings that would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. My name is Chuck, and I'm here by the Center Mall in Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Yeah, Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima United.
Al, Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima United. Come on in.
Yeah, good evening. I thought I'd just jump in there and say hello, get your numbers up high. I also say hello to you, and not feeling well myself, so I'm just kind of lying on the horizontal myself.
Yeah, I know. It's that time of the year. All right, Al. Well, thanks for checking in. You broke the lucky 13 there. You're number 14, and of course you're full strength over here. You're sounding great, Al. I did have a question for everyone tonight, and that is, did you ever own, or your parents ever own, a Volkswagen Beetle?
Yeah, I never did, except my father went out and bought it in 1979. He did buy a Rabbit, diesel Rabbit.
Yeah, we ended up buying one too in our family. My dad bought one after the Beetle because it was during the gasoline crisis when not everyone could get gas whenever they wanted. You had to wait a certain day of the week. I remember that. So the old man decided, well, diesel engines are 4 times better mileage than a gas car. And even though the Beetle was good on gas, that Rabbit, man, you could go forever on a tank in there.
Yeah, Roger. I do remember going years ago in '79, driving over with my father out to Thunder Bay, Ontario, and it was the longest drive ever because it wouldn't go past 70, I don't think.
Yeah. They kind of had a governor, I think.
Yeah, QSL and that. But a pleasure talking with you tonight. I just thought I'd jump in there and say hello. It's at 13, all's well. And everybody out there, have a great night.
Okay, Al, you too. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Much appreciated. All right. Anyone else wishing to check into this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? AREG, this is VA3 CJZ. Anyone else? Please come now. All right. So after Queen Elizabeth I chopped off her sister's head, let's go to Queen Elizabeth II. In 1960, the Queen of the United Kingdom issued an order in council stating that she and her family would now be known as the House of Windsor, and that her descendants will take the name Mountbatten Windsor. So I always wondered what the kids were called, what their last names were, and now I know. Mountbatten Windsor. So basically, that's their last name. Very good then. So that was in 1960, the year I was born. Now, in 1965, President Johnson deploys first U.S. combat troops to South Vietnam with 3,500 Marines sent over there. So that would be I would say, the beginning of the Vietnam War. First combat troops to Vietnam on this day, 1965. Here's something interesting. 1967, pirate radio station, United Kingdom, Germany, Mexico, UKGM closes down. And now I don't know if that was the one that was on a ship out in the waters, but I do know one pirate radio station did operate on a boat. I actually saw a documentary and a movie about that. Very interesting. All right, let's jump up to 1974. TV sitcom Good Times is a spin-off from the sitcom Maude. So J.J. Walker, Dynamite, and the rest of them were a spin-off from the show Maude. That was in 74. 1981, United States Male Figure Skating Championship won by Scott Hamilton. 1983, on this day, baseball orders Mickey Mantle to sever ties with Claridge Casino. So, sports has never liked gambling within their organization in any way. So, Mickey Mantle was still around in 83. Wow, I didn't know that. Let's stick with sports now. Same year, 1983, Wayne Gretzky sets the NHL All-Star record of 4 goals in one period. I remember, man, he was. All you had to do is look at the net. He was always hanging at the net. Now everybody's copying that. All right, let's jump to 1989. On this day, 5 centimeters of snow falls in the outskirts of Los Angeles. Guess what? I was there on this day in 1989 in Los Angeles. I'll never spend another winter again in LA. It was cold. Nothing like Florida. All right. In 1994, on this day, Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee is charged with possession of a loaded firearm. Let's stick with celebrities. 2009, on this day, singer Rihanna cancels performance at the Grammys after being assaulted by Chris Brown. Yeah, okay, I remember that. Here we go. 2013, a massive blizzard begins in the U.S. and Canada that resulted in 15 deaths, 5,300 canceled flights. I wonder how many flights we had this past Christmas. And loss of power to 900,000 people. That's in 2013 on this day. All right, we're almost at the end. 2 more to go. In 2019, on this day, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos accuses the National Enquirer and its owner, American Media Inc., of blackmail over private messages detailing an extramarital affair. So he got outed for having an affair by the National Enquirer. Some of those are true stories. Imagine that. All right. Finally, last year on this day in 2022, the Horn of Africa, with 13 million people, were now facing a humanitarian crisis amid drought, where the rainy season has failed 3 years in a row, according to the UN Food Program. No rain for 3 years in the Horn of Africa. All right, well, that's it for On This Day in History. I hope some of these things made you smile or think about, or otherwise, it was a good way to pass time. So, with that, before we go to the top of the list for last round, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. All right. Well, this might be a fairly quick run. I think a lot of people are gone. But let's see if Garnett is still with us. He was number uno tonight, VE3GNP. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy there to be number one, so he's tired. Okay. Oh, by the way, Mac, Art checked in tonight, so we made it. We were able to communicate, and yeah, so he says hello to everyone. Just thought I'd let you know he was number two. And next we got Kevin, VE3KKP.
I'm still here. Well, it was a great night. I enjoyed the whole thing here. First time in a long time I stuck around where I wasn't late.
Yeah,
so
number three.
It was enjoyable for a change. I mean, for me, not for your net. There you go. Anyway, I'll let you keep wrapping it up, and I'll still be here. VE3KKP.
Yeah, gee, thanks, Kevin. No, just kidding. All right, Kevin, number three, and stayed for quite a lot, well, the whole time, except for when he ran away with Crits, RWJ. All right, Kevin, thanks a bunch. Much appreciated, sir. And I got that link you sent me for the faceplate for the to replace for the tiger stripes. Thank you for that. Rick, I think, signed off, but let's try VA3AXJ. All right, next would be Wade, but he told me earlier that he would be just listening on the YouTube live stream. Thank you, Wade, for checking in with us, and you have a great rest of the week. And that was a pretty good comment about the periodic table there. If it's a periodic table, what is the rest of the time? Things that make you go, thanks for that, Wade. All right. Next, who do we have? WKG. Kevin, you still around? Last call. All right. Well, let's try Rick. BK, you still there? Okay, our pad's gone to watch a movie. Let's go to Larry for his last words of wisdom. VE3LBI.
Yeah, we're still here listening along. We got a quick story for you if you got time.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Back in the day, if you remember, the 403 used to be 60 miles an hour, I think, for trucks and 70 for our normal vehicles. I was driving the 72 to go, my Volkswagen, 1972, to go into work. And I got picked up by an OPP on the 403 heading in. It was an afternoon shift, so I was heading in for 3 o'clock. And I got pulled over anyways. I gave him all the stuff, and he says, I clocked you at doing over 80 miles an hour.
Huh?
And I looked at him, I says, you clocked me at doing over 80 miles an hour in a Volkswagen? I said, in this? Anyways, they gave me a warning. That was it. So I left. And I always used to listen to 900 CHML. Anyways, long story short, apparently there was an OPP cruiser that had the speedometer was wrong, and it was 10 miles over the speed limit. So when he was reading 60, he was actually doing was 70. So his 70 was actually 60, and his 80 was actually 70. It was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, I know.
Anyways, I got off. I didn't have there was no ticket or nothing, but I just looked at him. I says, I was doing an excess of 80 in this. And he goes, kind of looked at me like, you can't be.
Yeah. That was another thing I remember back in the day. Speaking of speeding tickets, there was a lot of that going on, where some vehicles actually their speedometers were not set right in their own vehicles, and that's why they would be speeding. And on the other side, like if you get pulled over by a cop and his speedometer is wrong, like, so yeah, that was a problem.
Well, apparently he had written a bunch of tickets out to people, and they obviously became void after they found out his speedometer was out 10 miles an hour faster than it should have been. So it was kind of an interesting day because I said to him, I looked at him, I said, excess of 80 in this? He kind of looked at me like I said, and it was like, no, I don't think so. Something's wrong here.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky you got a nice cop that only let you off with a warning.
Well, it wasn't me. It was they would have revoked all the tickets anyway because they had to find out after. But something else I found interesting. Quick one for everybody. Ownerships. Don't forget your ownership. It expires. Check the expiry date in your ownership. You have to renew it. You don't have to pay for stickers anymore, but you have to pay. No, sorry, you don't pay anything, but you have to renew your ownership. And if you don't and get pulled over, you can get up to a $500 fine for not having your ownership up to date. And basically, you can do it online or through Service Ontario. So check your ownership and make sure it's not expired. If it is, like I said, do it online or do it through Service Ontario.
Yeah. Okay. Good words of advice there, Larry. I didn't know that. Well, our vehicle's in my wife's name, so she has the ownership. So good to know. I'll have to mention that to her there, Larry. But I'm sure she's on top of it. All right. Anything else before we keep going here?
Nope. They renew it for 2 years. Like I said, no cost, but do check it. I didn't realize that you had to keep it up to date like that. Apparently, you just need the ownership, insurance, and driver's license, and it'll just replace that ownership for another 2 years. Anyways, yeah, I just found that out today. Actually went in Service Ontario and queried them on it. So, okay, that's it. Anyways, okay, 7-3, everybody. Take care. VE3LBI.
Okay, thank you very much. And let's see if PDL is still with us. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Any last words?
You didn't even think I'd be here. All my last words are phenomenal anyway. you got a pen ready to write them down? Anyway, good to be on the net. Thanks for picking me up there, Chuck. And I'll let you 7-3 with the rest of the folks in behind me. Thanks again, V3PDO.
All right, Paul. Thanks for checking in. And you're right. I did not think you were going to be there. So you fooled me. Good job. All right. Well, Vern is next. So I know he's not still walking outside. Let's take it to Mac. It is 10 p.m. VA3IMW. Go ahead, Mac.
Well, my clock says 21:59, so we're close. But is Vern still out there? Okay, apparently not. Anyways, thanks for keeping up the heritage here, and I'll just make this a short passing comment. 7-3s to you, and keep up the good work.
All right, thanks, Mac. You're a good guy. What was I going to say? Oh, just for your information, on this day, today marks week 102. 102 weeks I've been doing on this day on the net. And AREG is week 1534. And tonight we've had 14 check-ins. And so, we also had Michael, KI5 SPA. So that'll make it 15. Let's see now. Do we have anyone else? Greg from Binbrook, also Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Mike. So in total, we have 16 check-ins, counting the YouTube check-ins. Thank you so much for following us on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the net as much as I like doing the net. So it is now 10:02 p.m. Time to put a bow on it and wrap it up and say thank you, everyone, for checking in tonight and following along wherever you may be. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. We'll be closing the net and returning the frequency back to regular operation. I will take a short break and be right back. Thank you so much. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu 73.